February 16, 2025, will forever be etched in the memory of Delhi as a day of unimaginable sorrow. A day that began with the promise of pilgrimage ended in a heart-wrenching tragedy. At the bustling New Delhi railway station, a fatal stampede claimed the lives of 18 innocent souls, leaving hundreds injured. The victims, many of whom were women, were on their way to the sacred Mahakumbh Mela in Prayagraj. Their journey was tragically cut short, transforming a day of devotion into a scene of despair. The stampede, as initial reports suggest, was triggered by a series of unfortunate events. Overcrowding on a footbridge, a sudden train delay, and a last-minute platform change announcement created a maelstrom of confusion and panic. Passengers, already packed shoulder to shoulder, found themselves caught in a terrifying surge, the air filled with screams as people stumbled, fell, and were trampled underfoot. The incident has sent shockwaves throughout the nation, raising urgent questions about the safety and management of India's railway system. The Delhi Railway Stampede is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating consequences of systemic failures. It is a tragedy that demands accountability, introspection, and immediate action. The nation mourns the loss of innocent lives. We must ensure that such a tragedy never happens again.
The sudden platform change announcement. It sparked confusion. People rushed to relocate, adding to the already overwhelming crowd.
The platform was packed, with barely any space to move. When the crowd surged, there was nowhere to go. People were falling like dominoes.
Eyewitness accounts highlight the lack of adequate crowd control measures. Many reported insufficient security personnel to manage the massive crowds. Others spoke of unclear signage and a general lack of direction, exacerbating the confusion. The tragedy reveals a system unprepared for the sheer volume of passengers, particularly during peak travel seasons. One survivor spoke of a chilling moment when someone shouted fire. While later confirmed as false, the cry triggered widespread panic, turning the crowded platform into a scene of utter chaos. The incident underscores the vulnerability of large crowds to misinformation and the urgent need for effective communication systems in crowded public spaces. The heart-wrenching testimonies of those who witnessed the tragedy serve as a stark reminder of the human cost of this disaster. Their experiences highlight the urgent need for improved crowd management, clearer communication, and stricter safety protocols to prevent such tragedies in the future.
The Delhi Railway Stampede is not merely an isolated incident. It is a symptom of deep-rooted systemic failures that have plagued India's railway infrastructure for decades. Designed to handle half its current load of 500,000 daily passengers, the system is buckling under the pressure. One of the most glaring failures is the lack of adequate crowd control measures. Despite the predictable surge in passengers during festivals and holidays, railway stations often lack the necessary personnel, equipment, and protocols to manage large crowds effectively. This negligence transforms even minor disruptions into potential disasters. Adding to the problem is the dilapidated state of infrastructure. Many stations, including New Delhi, are plagued by narrow platforms, insufficient entry and exit points, and a lack of emergency exits. These inadequacies create bottlenecks, increasing the risk of overcrowding and hindering swift evacuation during emergencies. Furthermore, the incident exposes the absence of real-time communication systems. The delay in train arrival, a crucial piece of information, was not effectively communicated to the passengers on the platform. This lack of transparency contributed to the confusion and panic, ultimately playing a role in the tragic outcome. The Delhi Railway Stampede is a wake-up call. It is a stark reminder that neglecting infrastructure upgrades, disregarding crowd management protocols, and ignoring the need for effective communication systems come at a heavy price.
Section 4. Expert Perspectives, Infrastructure and Urban Planning. In the aftermath of the tragedy, experts point to a confluence of factors that contributed to the disaster, highlighting the need for a multi-pronged approach to prevent future occurrences. They emphasize the critical role of robust infrastructure, effective urban planning, and a comprehensive safety strategy. Our railway stations are bursting at the seams, says transport infrastructure expert Dr. Anjali Sharma. They were designed for a different era and are ill-equipped to handle the current passenger load. She stresses the urgent need for infrastructure upgrades, including wider platforms, multiple entry and exit points, and clearly marked emergency exits. Urban planning failures have also exacerbated the situation. The areas surrounding major railway stations are often choked with illegal vendors, haphazard parking, and narrow pathways, observes urban planner Vikram Mehta. This unplanned development creates bottlenecks, impeding passenger flow and hindering access for emergency services. Experts also emphasize the crucial role of technology in ensuring railway safety. We need to leverage technology for real-time crowd monitoring, automated alerts, and dynamic platform allocation, suggests Dr. Sharma. This can help us anticipate and manage crowd surges effectively. The Delhi Railway Stampede underscores the need for a holistic approach to railway safety. It demands a concerted effort from policymakers, urban planners, and technology experts to create a safer and more efficient transportation system.
Section 5. A recurring nightmare. Historical stampedes and global comparisons. The Delhi Railway Stampede is tragically not an isolated incident. India has a history of similar tragedies, each a grim reminder of the systemic failures that continue to plague its public spaces and transportation networks. The 2013 Allahabad Kumbh Mela Stampede, which claimed the lives of 36 pilgrims, and the 2006 Mumbai Railway Stampede, where over 200 people died, are stark examples. These recurring tragedies expose a pattern of neglect, inadequate infrastructure, and poor crowd management. Despite numerous inquiries and recommendations following each incident, the lessons learned seem to have faded into oblivion. The Delhi Stampede is a tragic reminder that history repeats itself when we fail to learn from it. In stark contrast, many developed countries have successfully implemented advanced crowd management systems. Japan, for instance, known for its efficient public transportation, utilizes sophisticated technology, well-trained personnel, and meticulous planning to manage massive crowds during events like the annual New Year's Eve celebrations at Tokyo's Shibuya Crossing. Similarly, Germany's Oktoberfest, which draws millions of visitors annually, boasts a comprehensive safety plan. It includes designated entry and exit points, trained crowd control personnel, real-time monitoring systems, and clearly marked emergency exits. These measures ensure the safety and well-being of attendees, demonstrating that large-scale events can be managed effectively with proper planning and execution. These examples highlight the urgent need for India to learn from global best practices, adopt advanced technology, and prioritize the safety and well-being of its citizens in its approach to public infrastructure and crowd management.
Section 6. Charting a safer path. Solutions for a secure railway system. The Delhi Railway Stampede is a tragedy that should never be repeated. It demands immediate and decisive action to address the systemic failures that led to this catastrophe. A multi-pronged approach encompassing infrastructure development, technological advancements, and a cultural shift towards safety is crucial. The most pressing need is to upgrade India's aging railway infrastructure. This includes expanding station capacity, widening platforms, and creating multiple entry and exit points to alleviate congestion. Equally important is the construction of clearly marked emergency exits and the removal of encroachments that obstruct passenger flow. Technology can play a pivotal role in preventing future tragedies. Real-time crowd monitoring systems, similar to those used in Japan, can alert authorities to potential overcrowding situations, allowing for timely intervention. Automated alerts and dynamic platform allocation can further streamline passenger flow and reduce confusion. However, infrastructure and technology alone are insufficient. A cultural shift towards safety is paramount. This requires investing in training and deploying adequate security personnel equipped to handle large crowds effectively. Regular safety drills and public awareness campaigns can familiarize passengers with emergency procedures, empowering them to respond appropriately during crises. The Delhi Railway Stampede is a painful reminder that safety cannot be compromised. It is time to prioritize the well-being of our citizens and build a railway system that is not only efficient but also ensures the safety and security of every passenger. Section 7. A collective responsibility call for action. The Delhi Railway Stampede is a tragedy that has shaken the nation's conscience. It is a stark reminder of the collective responsibility we bear towards ensuring the safety and well-being of our citizens. The time for mourning must be followed by concrete action, demanding accountability and driving change. The government must prioritize the allocation of adequate funds for upgrading railway infrastructure and implementing modern crowd management systems. This requires moving beyond short-term fixes and focusing on long-term solutions that address the root causes of this tragedy. Accountability must be enforced at every level, ensuring that those responsible for negligence are held accountable for their actions. However, the onus of change does not lie solely with the government. We, the citizens, must demand better from our elected officials. We must hold them accountable for their promises and ensure that safety remains paramount in all infrastructure projects. Furthermore, we must adopt a proactive approach towards safety. This includes adhering to safety regulations, cooperating with authorities, and remaining vigilant about potential hazards. Let us remember that safety is not merely a government responsibility, it is a shared duty. The Delhi Railway Stampede must serve as a turning point. Let us transform this tragedy into a catalyst for change, working together to create a safer and more secure India for all.